to the show!
Hi, Paul Stanley here. Now, I know you saw that Bonham special last week, so you know that Jason Bonham, the son of late, great Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham, has his very own band called, what else? Bonham. Now, the new album is called The Disregard of Timekeeping. You know that because you probably own it. And their latest video is called, wait for you. You're going to rock and roll Cajun style as the Steel Wheels tour rolls into New Orleans, or New Orleans, as some people call it. The Stones are playing in the Superdome in Louisiana tonight. And as the Rolling Stones North American Steel Wheels Tour continues to cruise across North America, MTV will keep you up to date on the latest information. And if you saw the Stones and thought to yourself, this is very cool, keep it locked to MTV because there's going to be information on how you can spend 24 hours with the world's greatest rock and roll band. That's a lot of time. I don't know. I don't know if I could handle it. I'm sure I could. Could you? I don't know. Do you? I don't. Do you? Another very cool guy is Neil Young. His album's called Freedom. And this little piece of social commentary is Yakin in the Free World. Hi, Paul Stanley here, and I'll be back right after a video from Madonna as well as the MTV News. You're going to want to watch that because you want to be well informed. Right now, here's a word about Three Musketeers and Eric Carr from my favorite band. He's going to be joining me because I called him. Paul Stanley here, and you're watching MTV, but you knew that. We have videos on the way from Roxette and that steamy Bon Jovi clip, as well as the new one from Whitesnake, now the new one from the Stones, Between a Rock and a Hard Place. Paul Stanley here. Now, if you were watching MTV last week, you know that Gene and I were on. We were doing, what's that show called? Hard 30, thank you. Hard 30, that's half of Hard 60. Anyway, we were doing that show, and we had a great time. We did it all week, and then Gene left, and lo and behold, Sunday the phone rings. They asked me to come in. MTV says, can you do some VJ work? I said, fine. It's lonely doing this by myself. Very lonely. I'd rather have Gene here. I'd rather have Eric here, Bruce, anybody. Well, who did I get? I got anybody. I got Eric. I called him up. Eric Carr, how are you doing?
Paul Stanley, how are you?
We haven't seen each other in,
what, a week?
a week or so. You've changed a lot.
I have, yes.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know that there's nothing wrong with your TV, even though it looks like I have the jacket on that Paul had on in the other show. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, well, I wore the glasses to make sure that you wouldn't get confused as to who was who.
Anyway,
Back to you.
thank you. And now cartoons. No, right now it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers with Flea on bass. I always say Flea because I don't know anybody named Flea. This is Higher Ground. The beginning is very cool. Paul Stanley here. I feel like a talk show host. I'm about to say it with my special guest, Eric Carr here.
How you doing?
Eric, you've seen all the Kiss videos. Why? Because Eric is the drummer in Kiss, of course. Right?
That's right.
As of
Listening to
yesterday?
you.
Right.
That's, yeah.
Let's talk about Hide Your Heart.
Okay. What was your most memorable moment making that video?
And now back to you. Actually, we shot this in Los Angeles. This was the first video we've done from the new album, Hot in the Shade. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. And we'll be going out to LA to shoot 2 more. But Hide Your Heart, do you have any anything that you remember from doing this other than saying more light on me?
I remember the helicopter that was doing all that overhead, that great overhead stuff on us when we were playing. And it was really strange, you know, watching, as you're playing, watching this helicopter come in from a couple of thousand feet away. Sideways.
A little off the top.
Yeah, it's a little off the top, but it was cool. It was really great.
Anyway, this one's called Hide Your Heart. There's a helicopter in the background. This is a pretty good video. We're proud of this one. I'm Paul Stanley here with Eric Carr. Keep it locked to MTV because there's nothing else worth watching. And we got videos from REM coming up after the MTV News where you find out everything you need to know. But right now, a word from Folks. Back here on MTV, the only TV worth watching, Paul Stanley, my name. On your TV this half hour, we got John Cougar Mellencamp and Tom Petty, B-52s. Right now, Paula Abdul with The Way That You Love Me. Enough to have made a phone call to find Eric Carr at home. How you doing out there? He came in, keeping me company. Let me tell you about Dave Gilmour, who discovered Kate Bush. I'm going to say this with a straight face. Dave Gilmour discovered Kate Bush when she was only 16 years old, and he was her mentor for a long time and continues to be involved in her career. In fact, David plays guitar on her new LP, The Sensual World, and he appears in her new video. So here's Kate Bush, Love and Anger. I said it. Here with coming attractions next 30 minutes, you're going to have Young MC, you're going to have Tears for Fears. Now it's Great White with the Angel Song. Okay, Paul Stanley here. Remember, it's World Premiere Week here on MTV, and that's very cool because it means that there's world premiere videos all week long. Tomorrow you can look for the new one from Rod Stewart, and on Wednesday we'll have the world premiere from Eric Clapton's first release from his album, The Journeyman. Thursday we'll check in with the world premiere on Tears for Fears release, Woman in Chains. And today we have 2 world premieres. Tell them about it.
That's right. We have the Fine Young Cannibals' newest video. We'll have its global viewing at 7:30 tonight. Stick around for that during Now Hear This. And in about 20 minutes, we'll have the first ever showing of the new Aerosmith video, Janie's Got a Gun. It'll be seen at 3 p.m., 7:30 p.m. during Now Hear This, and at 10 p.m. Young MC.
Bust a move. That's what's coming up right now. Eric, you did that really well. I'm leaving. Just kidding. Paul Stanley here. It's much more fun doing this with your buddies here. Got Eric Carr here.
How you doing, everybody?
And 10 minutes away, we got the Aerosmith world premiere. So stay with us because it gets better and better. Don't go away. It's Monday afternoon, and you are definitely watching MTV. This is Paul Stanley, and in this half hour, there'll be videos from the Stones and Midnight Oil. But now, as promised, the exclusive world premiere of Aerosmith's video. This one's Janie's Got a Gun from Pump. Hi, Paul Stanley here, and I was lonely before. I called up Eric Carr. He's here to keep me company.
And this isn't Paul's jacket.
No, even though you saw something similar yesterday. My jacket, same taste. Anyway, this afternoon, MTV lineup looks something like this. At 4 p.m., it's the Hard 30. Gene and I hosted that last week. This week, you've got Klaus and Rudolph from the Scorpions. And then at 4:30, it's, yo, MTV Raps. Now, joining Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, I love saying that. Yo, Ed Lover, is superstar Bobby Brown. Bobby will be co-hosting, yo, MTV Raps. So to get you in the mood, this is Bobby Brown with Rock With You, Ed Lover. Ed Lover. Yo. Hi, Paul Stanley here on Monday afternoon with
Eric Carr.
Now listen, the Dial MTV phone lines are open. I have no shame. This is America. You can vote. You can be heard. Of course, what you want to vote for is Hide Your Heart by Kiss. So call MTV at 1-800-DIAL-MTV, and at 5:30, Adam Curry will count down the top most requested videos of the day. Of course, you know it's going to be number 1 or number 2 or number 3. We don't accept anything. It's got to be like the top 3, okay? Escape Club, 20th Century Fox is coming up. Dial MTV, Hide Your Heart, Kiss. Don't forget.
Do it now.
Okay, time seems to fly when you're having fun, right?
It does, really.
I don't think Eric expected to come over, and yesterday, Sunday, when they called me, I didn't expect to come over. Anyway, we're 10 minutes away from the Hard 30 with the Scorpions, with Klaus and Rudolph. And at 4:30, it's, yo, MTV Raps with Bobby Brown and Ed Lover. That's what they call him, Ed Lover. Anyway, and at 5 p.m., it's Club MTV with Downtown Julie Brown. Some people have to call her Miss Julie Brown. I know her well. I just call her Julie. Anyway, 5:30, it's Dial MTV. You're going to be calling for Hide Your Heart, and we're going to be celebrating later on. See you. We had a great time. And watch MTV and watch us in concert because we got a big show coming your way. We're going to blow up the place.
Take it easy.
Paul Stanley here, coming up this hour on MTV. We got Tom Petty, Peter Murphy, the Rolling Stones, Skid Row, Bobby Brown, In Excess, The Beloved, Joan Jett, and kicking off the evening, we've got Janet Jackson with Escapade. Paul Stanley here. I got the call this afternoon, so I'm here this evening. I'll be here tomorrow evening. I'm hosting Primetime, but you know that because you're watching this. Anyway, we're about to roll Joan Jett's latest video, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. It's almost a tongue twister, but first, watch this. Paul Stanley here. What can I say after that? You obviously know Joan Jett as well as anyone would want to. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. That's what that was, and we're coming up with In Excess and The Beloved after this. Paul Stanley here. Being here for me is as much a surprise as it must be for you. Anyway, In Excess, Listen Like Thieves is coming up after a new band called The Beloved with Hello. This sounds a little like In Excess. Watch this. Keep watching. You're going to see Skid Row. You're going to see Bobby Brown, a whole lot more. Don't go away. I'm coming back. Stick around. Okay, we're back, and coming up now, we've got Skid Row. This song's called I Remember You. When I was growing up, there was a guy named Frank Ifield, kind of like the Slim Whitman of his time. He yodeled. His song was called I Remember You. It has nothing to do with this song, but when Sebastian Bach's around, I guess duck. Everybody's doing these remix dance albums one of these days. Maybe we'll do one of those. I don't know. Anything's possible, right? Anyway, Bobby Brown's video remix of Dance You Know It is coming up now. It's called Every Little Hit as opposed to Every Little Step. And if I'm not here when this is over, it's probably because I'm dancing around the room or something, because this kind of music just makes me crazy. All right, coming up in March, MTV presents Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation World Tour. 1990, that's right, her first ever concert performances. We'll be with Janet in Miami for the kickoff. Not me, they will. March 1st, and stay with us for updates, road reports, and all the Rhythm Nation news until the very last performance. Did you see me looking at the prompter? No. Did you see me looking at the script? No. That's because I'm a professional. Now, right? I'm a professional. And we're leading now to Peter Murphy. He's the former lead singer of Bauhaus, which means a lot to me. From his latest album, Deep, this one's called It Cuts You Up. And after I watch this, I'm going to see a Bauhaus video because I don't know about them. And neither do I. That was Running Down a Dream. Coming up on MTV News, we got the Rolling Stones, Almost Hear You Sigh. That's on the way. Don't touch that dial. Paul Stanley here. Coming up this hour, Billy Joel, Bad English, Aerosmith, Talk Talk, Crowded House +2 from my favorite band, Kiss, and Lenny Kravitz. Right after Eric Clapton, this one's called Bad Love. I know you're watching and saying, that looks different. That's because that's the new version of Lenny Kravitz, Let Love Rule. And coming up after the break, Aerosmith and Talk Talk and lots more. Here's a video Martha left lying around, so we said, let's play it. This one's Talk Talk with all the animals in it. It's kind of a zoological expedition. It's called It's My Life. Billy Joel and Bad English after this. All right, Billy Joel has the night off tonight. He played Toronto last night, and tomorrow you can catch him in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Or you can stay home right now and watch Billy Joel's I Go to Extremes. This is the first video featuring his new band, so get to know these faces. All right, coming up right now, we've got Alana Miles with a song called Black Velvet. It's full of Elvis references, so listen to the lyrics when you're not looking at her. Paul Stanley here with two videos from my favorite band. Pride, I have no pride. I'll tell you, this is a great video. The first one you're going to see is Forever. I want you to make this #1. I can only dial so much myself. I've got blisters on my fingers. Dial MTV every afternoon. Make this #1, okay? This is Kiss Forever, and we're going to follow it with Rock and Roll All Night. What else can I say? I noticed in the last two interviews with performers, singers, artists, whatever, they've been mentioning how old they are. It's very strange. Anyway, Rod Stewart and Bonham right after this. Up next is Rod Stewart with Downtown Train, and if you think you've heard this song before, you have, and here's why you think you have. Phone lines are now open so you can request your favorite new video. Of course, it's Forever. You call 1-800-DIAL-MTV and get a jump on tomorrow's voting because you want Forever to be #1. You can see the results as Adam Curry plays back an hour of your favorite videos tomorrow starting at 5 p.m. when Forever is #1. As we speak, the B-52s are on stage here in New York at Radio City Music Hall for the second of 3 nights. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited because Forever is going to be #1. This is B-52's Rome. MTV News and the Kinks on the way after this. Thanks, Kurt. I wanted to know all that. This is the end of my segment for the night, but that doesn't mean I won't be back tomorrow because they just told me I am coming back tomorrow. And in case you wanted to know, it's Dave Davies, the founding member of the Kinks' birthday. He was born in 1947, and this is the Kinks. Do it again. Happy birthday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Paul Stanley here, coming up this hour on MTV. We got Tom Petty, Peter Murphy, The Rolling Stones, Skid Row, Bobby Brown, In Excess, The Beloved, Joan Jett, and kicking off the evening, we've got Janet Jackson with Escapade. Either they couldn't get somebody else or I did a good job yesterday because they asked me to come back. Paul Stanley here, spend the evening with you. That was the Rolling Stones with Almost Hear You Sigh. And if you stay tuned, you're going to see Kiss and Enough's Enough after this break. Here's a video I would like even if I wasn't in it because it looks good and it sounds good and it's Kiss and it's forever. All right, that was Kiss Forever. I look familiar, it's because I was in that video. Yes, I was. Anyway, we're leading right now into Enough's Enough, and this is Fly High Michelle. And some people say there's a lot of similarities to a band out of Chicago. I think, is that where they're from? Well, Enough's Enough's from Chicago. I'm learning as I do this. Where's Cheap Trick from? They're from Chicago too. Well, that's why. You see the similarities, or it's a regional similarity, so watch this. Cheap Trick is from Rockford, Illinois. We have just learned. See, we get all the news as it comes in and we relay it to you. So in case you just called somebody up and said Cheap Trick's from Chicago, you're wrong. They're from Rockford, Illinois. Anyway, coming up, Eric Clapton and Lou Gramm after this. Eric Clapton has 2 more dates at London's Royal Albert Hall, so if you want to see him, you better get on the plane right now because he's probably playing as we speak. He's setting records for consecutive sold-out dates. He's had an orchestra with him on one night. He's had his band with him on other nights. He's had people sitting in with him. This one's Eric Clapton's new one. It's called Bad Love. Phil Collins is in it. They kind of made a trade. Phil Collins is in his video, and Eric's in Phil's. And this is Eric's. Coming up now, we've got Madonna's video, Like a Prayer. This is the one that caused all the controversy, and I think it's really great. 2 guys from Brooklyn, John and John, better known as They Might Be Giants, and this is from their latest album, Flood. This is Birdhouse in Your Soul. All right, that was Billy Joel, and we've got MTV News where you get to learn everything you want to know about rock and roll. And we've got Whitesnake coming up after this, and it'll be the new one, The Deeper the Love, with Tawny in it. It's Thursday night on MTV, and we've got Sting, the B-52s, Rush, Neil Young, Nuclear Valdez, the latest from The Alarm, and Paula Abdul. But first, Phil Collins with I Wish It Would Rain Down. TV presents Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation World Tour 1990. It's her first ever concert performances, and MTV will be there with Janet in Miami for the kickoff show on March 1st. So stay with us for updates, road reports, and all the Rhythm Nation news until the very last performance. Now, coming up now is Paula Abdul, who actually, she was a choreographer for Janet Jackson. In case you didn't know that, you may see some little similarities in the way they do that stuff. This is called Opposites Attract. Do that stuff. All right, this weekend, check out MTV's B-52s rockumentary, followed by a half-hour of B-52s videos. At Saturday at 7 p.m. and again on Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Coming up now is the B-52s, follow-up to that big, big one. This one looks just as big. This one's called Rome. Rush and Neil Young, but not together, right after this. People are saying to me, when's Kiss going on tour? So I'm going to tell you, we're going on tour in May, and we're putting together the biggest show we've ever done. We're working on it right now. It's got lasers, it's got bombs, it's got a 40-foot Sphinx that talks, it's got things that I've never seen before, which probably means you've never seen them before. Anyway, right now we're going to start this set with Rush, and in case you want to know what Rush is doing, they're on tour, and they start February 17th in Greenville, South Carolina, with Mr. Big opening up. This one's called The Pass. Sunday on MTV Unplugged, members of The Alarm and Nuclear Valdez will join Jules Shear for an acoustic jam. So that's MTV Unplugged. You don't want to miss that. That's Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 11 p.m. It's interesting to see people put down those electric guitars and strum those big acoustic numbers. And speaking of The Alarm, here's their latest from Change. This is Love Don't Come Easy. That's Nuclear Valdez and The Alarm, so don't forget to catch them on MTV Unplugged this Sunday. MTV News is coming up with Kurt telling you all kinds of things you need to know, and Sting right after the break. Paul Stanley here, coming up this hour, U2, the Del Fuegos, Dire Straits, Morrissey, the Beloved, And Aerosmith right after Janet, Miss Jackson, If You're Nasty with Escapade. That was Aerosmith with Janie's Got a Gun. I said wit. Sounds like I'm from New York. Aerosmith with Janie's Got a Gun. Morrissey and U2 coming up after this break. Time flies. James Dean would have been 59 today. Morrissey, the ex-vocalist for the Smiths, is a big James Dean scholar, and a book that Morrissey wrote about Dean was published when he was 18, and the entire video we're about to see was shot in Fairmont, Indiana, where Dean grew up. Now, only Morrissey would know that Cal, the character that Dean played in East of Eden, was named for his grandfather, or that James made hand and footprints in the barn. That kind of. But it's all here in Suede Head from Morrissey. Hand and footprints. Hand and footprints. Dire Straits Live coming up right after this. On this date in 1979, Sultans of Swing was released by Dire Straits, and it featured the unknown guitarist Mark Knopfler. Well, not so unknown anymore. This is Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing Live. Sultans of Swing Live, that was Dire Straits, and coming up we've got Skid Row. Watch this, this is I Remember You. This is always #1, but not for long. At the Look, and we've got the news coming up, and we've got the Del Fuegos on the way, and all kinds of surprises. Some I don't even know. One of the surprises I was talking about, they tell me I'm out of here. That's a surprise I didn't know. This is the Del Fuegos coming up. This is Breakaway. I had a great time. I'm sure when they need me again, they're going to call me, and I'll come run, and I'll see you soon. I had a great time.
Rock and Roll All Night brings you interviews, reviews, concerts, music, and more. So for more Rock and Roll All Night content, click subscribe.